Hello everyone and welcome back to another session of Dark Souls Remastered PvP and another weapon showcase. For the second video in this series, we are starting up with a hand axe. Phenomenal little weapon, probably one of my favorite weapons in the game at this point in time, but there are some major issues with it and we'll get into the details on that momentarily. For starters though, this weapon requires 8 strength and 8 dexterity in order to wield. Its physical base damage is going to be 120 at plus 5, 160 at plus 10, and 200 at plus 15. Now, regarding its scalings, they actually will stay the same from plus 0 to plus 15, being a C in strength and a D in dexterity. Now, getting started with this weapon, the cons. Let's just get them done and out of the way. The damage on it, it's not great. It's not terrible, but it's not great. There are some ways to mitigate that, and I'll go over those in the pros, but for now, it is what it is. The other major con of the weapon, this thing is short. So you've got a lot of weapons that can outrange you, and that's not necessarily good, but you can take advantage of that in a way. If you have to be close to your opponent anyway, you're already in a good position to parry, so it is what it is. Now, moving on to the pros though, there are a couple of major things with this weapon that help mitigate that damage, as I was saying. First and foremost, it actually has the same poise break as curved swords and katanas. So, you guys have all seen it. You walk into a fight against a curved sword, they hit you with 2 R1s, and it stuns the majority of people. It is what it is. This hand axe has that same benefit. 2 R1s, and most people get stunned. That's great. Aside from that, with those R1s, there's no whiff. Unlike most axes, this weapon you can just keep swinging away with its R1s and not have to worry about it. Now that said, its R2s do have a whiff, so be careful with those, but there is a use for them. After you stun someone, there's a chance that they'll go to roll away. And when they go to roll away, if you can guess the direction that they're going to roll, there's a decently high likelihood that an R2 will actually catch them in the roll and deal instability damage to them, which will be an extra 40% damage for you. Hard to go wrong with that. Now, there are some other things that help mitigate this damage as well. Something unique to the hand axe, actually, as far as axe class weapons are concerned, and something that you'll see a lot of people who use katanas do. A kick. So when you kick someone, if you follow up with an R1, it's a guaranteed hit. And that's a phenomenal strategy to use. Katana users do it all the time, and you can do that with the hand axe. So if you really think about it, this weapon shares a lot of pros with curved swords and katanas. It's kind of a unique axe in that regard. Now, there are some other major pros. That said, the biggest one and the last one I'll be going over is that this weapon is great for acting as a buff carrier. Now, what I mean by that is that this weapon, when buffed, accentuates the capabilities of buff. It's got a great fast moveset. It's got really rapid attacks that go back and forth and stun opponents easily. That is something that you typically see reserved for curved swords. So, the buffed Falchion, Darkmoon Blade Falchion, Brandon builds. So, you've got a weapon that has the benefits of curved swords. You've got a weapon that has the benefits of katanas, being the back and forth swings, being the kick to R1 combo, being the fact that it acts well as a buff carrier. Now, when you think about all of those things put together, if you combine them, you can end up with a very disgusting build, like the one I made on stream. It's an off-brand Brandon build, for lack of a better way of describing it. And because it's got the benefits of the katana mixed in with the benefits of the curved sword, you can do some really wonderful things. You can walk up to a traditional Brandon build using a Falchion and Darkmoon Blade, give them a kick, hit them with an R1, retreat. Trade hits for that kick and R1, you'll be fine. Or you can walk in and just go toe-to-toe spamming them, and chances are they'll spam themselves within range, and again, you'll be fine. So, it is what it is. This weapon is absolutely phenomenal. But, that's all I've got for you guys. The next video is going to be the Murakumo. If you guys want to vote on future not build showcases, those will happen eventually. If you want to vote on future weapon showcases, come on into the Discord, you'll find the link in the description, and that's where we'll vote on them. And that's all I've got, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this one, and I'll see you next time.